Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon you. This is a new presentation from www.central-mosque.com and the Humble Heart YouTube channel. The topic today is easy Umrah according to Quran and the Sunnah, and this is from what I've experienced and learned and accompanied with scholars over the past few decades, inshallah. Number one, this video is about standalone Umrah, which means it's not about Umrah, which is part of Hajj, because it's a little bit different. So if you're flying to Makkah and you're performing Umrah and coming back and outside of the period of Hajj, this video is for you. Next, over the past few decades, I've met plenty of people who actually just get on a plane and they try to do Umrah and they have no fitness, they have no walking practice. So I strongly suggest that before you go for Umrah, a few weeks before that, start walking in your park or start walking in a treadmill so you're able to walk, not just because of Umrah, but in Makkah, if you're not used to walking, this may tire you out or you may get sick, etc. And that defeats the purpose of you going in a healthy mind and being in a state of healthy mind and with a healthy body. So practice walking, inshallah. Next, there's some restrictions for men when it comes to footwear in the state of ihram. So the top bone of your body, of your foot rather, and the two bones, the two sides of the ankle, both sides of the ankle bone should be visible. So you should wear, something like that, or any other footwear where the top bone and the side bones are exposed. Also for men, because you cannot wear underwear, etc., in the state of ihram, you may get some chafing of the skin, rubbing of the thighs, etc. So buy some unperfumed Vaseline, and if you are in some kind of discomfort, you can use that. When it comes to women, if you're in a state of ihram and your periods start, it is slightly complicated. So it's easier. Now, scholars have said it's permissible for you to go visit your doctor and get some medication to delay your periods. And use it once your medication is prescribed, use it to ensure that you have no reaction before you get there. Umrah is a straightforward process. However, if you get your periods and stuff, it gets slightly complicated. Then you have to seek scholars to figure out what am I doing, etc. So this is a lot simpler and easier solution. In the state of ihram, for both men, women, and children, and everybody for that matter, you're not supposed to, you're not supposed to argue. You're not supposed to, rub your body in a way the hair fall out. If your hair fall out by mistake, you wake up in the morning, everybody's hair falls out. That's normal. But for men who have long hair, beards, stuff, etc., like that, practice that when you're doing masa on your head or you're doing wudu, gently tap your skin. So I've put a big red X on this, sloshing around and, using water in a very forceful manner. Don't do that. Be very, very gentle when you're doing wudu, etc. By the way, I have done Umrah when, I've been caught in a sandstorm, etc. So it is permissible for you to just take a shower without soap, just to clean yourself, etc. But be very, very gentle with water. You cannot use perfumed soap, perfumes, deodorant, etc. But you can use just water as long as you are gentle with it. There are 4 obligations for Umrah. Ihram, being in a state of ihram, doing tawaf, doing sa'i, and shaving or trimming of hair. You can then subdivide that in the first 2 are fard and the second 2 are wajib. But at the end of the day, what you need to remember, these are 4 obligations of Umrah. Once you have done these 4 actions, your Umrah is complete. So how do you actually prepare to fly out from home? So you take a shower, trim your hair, your underarms, hair from your private parts, etc. You use deodorant and perfume. You make 2 rakah salah. You make lots of du'as. You wear normal clothes and you get to the airport, go through immigration, etc. Get to your flight. One little thing. Throughout this procedure, you will see, where I'm saying, make 2 rakah salah. When you're making 2 rakah salah throughout this procedure, in the first rakat, you read قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ, and in the second rakat, you read قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ اللَّهُ الصَّمَدُ. That's it. So basically, remember that. While you're in a state of ihram, you will read books and you come across blogs and presentations where they're telling you to make all kinds of du'as, etc. in language, and you're worried that how am I going to memorize this? Throughout in the state of ihram, read the talbiyah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. And when you're making dua, make dua in any language that you want, whether it is in English, it's in Urdu, Punjabi, Hindi, whatever language. Inshallah, make dua sincerely with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't have to recite specific du'as. So now you've gone through immigration, you're on your flight. So what you should do is you should put on ihram. So women have no restrictions for footwear and clothing, etc. So no problems. It's just men, they have to put on these two sheets. They have to take off their underwear. They have to take off their headgear if you're wearing some kind of a, cap or something like that, or jackets or sweater. Take it all off for men. So for men, on the last leg of your flight. So let's imagine that you're going from London to Dubai to Mecca. So imagine that you have a 2-hour stay in Dubai. So put those two sheets on because your next stop is going to be in Jeddah airport. So do that. So once you put these sheet on, you've already prayed your salah at home. Then what you do is right when you're ready, usually the plane, the Umrah flight, the captain tells you we are about to enter the miqat. Before you enter miqat, you have to make the intention for Umrah. You can do that from wherever your last leg is. You can do from Dubai, Karachi, Abu Dhabi, wherever. The way you do that is you recite the talbiyah 3 times, and it's audibly for men and always silently for women. So remember, in the state of Umrah, the minute you enter the state of Ihram, keep reciting the talbiyah, and for men it is always audibly, for women it's always silently, but recite it in sets of 3s. And then you make your intention for Umrah. Once again, the intention can be in any language that you want. You're simply saying, Allah, I intend to perform Umrah, accept it for me. Ameen. Now, when you land in Jeddah, you go through immigration, then you take some kind of transport to get to Mecca. If you're coming from a long flight, you may be tired. Do not go headlong rushing into Umrah. Relax, sleep it off, be in the right frame of mind. So your body is recovered, your mind is recovered, now you're ready to go. The masjid around the Kaaba is called Masjidul-Haram. So you enter the Masjidul-Haram with the right foot, read the dua. And then you enter with humility, looking down. Kaaba is quite far away when you enter the door of the masjid. A lot of times you cannot even see it, but you're supposed to be looking down. So look down and enter with humility. When you first look at the Kaaba, stop, look up and make dua. And inshallah, whatever dua you make, Allah Ta'ala will accept it, inshallah, from you. Then you have to make tawaf, which is one of the obligations for Umrah. Once again, before you jump headlong into trying to do tawaf, orient yourself. Your tawaf begins from Hajar al-Aswad, this corner right here. Years ago, they used to have a line. So this entire floor is white marbled. Years ago, they used to have a black line. They no longer have this black line. So what you need to do is figure this out, which corner you're on. Figure out with the corner of Hajar al-Aswad. By the way, if you look directly across on the wall of the masjid, you will see a green light. Last time I checked, the green light was still there. This tells you Hajar al-Aswad. It's right there. You can see it. Okay. So what you're supposed to do is orient yourself. You say, okay, this is Hajar al-Aswad. You do not cut across this structure. You go around it. You figured it all out. You know which direction tawaf people are moving, etc. Now you're ready to begin tawaf. So you also know this structure called Maqam Ibrahim. So you know Hajar al-Aswad. You've spotted this. If you have to go around one time just to orient yourself where every single thing is. You know Hajar al-Aswad, you know Hatim, you know Maqam Ibrahim. Do not start your tawaf unless you're dead clear. You know where Hajar al-Aswad is. You know what's going on. You've spotted the green light, etc. Now you're ready to begin tawaf. So for men, you have to do ittiba, which is exposing this right shoulder. So you put your sheet under your armpit and you expose your right shoulder like this. Then you turn and face Hajar al-Aswad, raise your hands and you say Bismillahi Allahu Akbar Walillahi alhamd. You kind of do that like you're starting your prayers, for men and women both. So you face Hajar al-Aswad, raise your hands, and one time you say Bismillahi Allahu Akbar Walillahi alhamd. Then you put your palm towards Hajar al-Aswad. The point is you're supposed to kiss Hajar al-Aswad, but it's almost impossible. There are lots of people. You don't want to push and shove people, etc. That's not permissible in the state of Ihram. So you point your palms towards it. You recite and you say Bismillahi Allahu Akbar and you kiss your palms, and now you switch and turn and walk. Throughout when you're walking in tawaf, your chest cannot face the Kaaba, just your shoulder. So you're walking sideways and your shoulder is facing the Kaaba, not your chest. I have done tawaf on a lot of, there's so many people pushing and shoving and going on, and literally somebody pushes you and your body completely turns. Next thing you know, you're going sideways or your chest is facing the Kaaba. If something like that happens, your chest faces the Kaaba, turn again to the side, take 3 steps back. Let's say your body turned and you took 3 steps when your chest faced the Kaaba. Turn back, take 3 steps back, start that 3 steps again. That's all. You're supposed to be, your shoulder is supposed to be facing the Kaaba, not your chest. Make dua as much as you can. For men, there are 2 things that are different than women for tawaf. One is you're exposing your shoulder, and for the first 3 rounds only, walk around like your chest is sticking out and you're trying to show how tough you are. So stick your chest out and walk for first 3 rounds. So your shoulders exposed for all 7 rounds, but your chest is kind of sticking out for men for the first 3 rounds. So let me take you back to this. So you start with Hajar al-Aswad, you come back here, first round is finished, and then you kiss, you face the palms toward Hajar al-Aswad, recite and kiss, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. Go on round 2. Round 2 for men again, your chest is sticking out. Your round 2 is finished, you face Hajar al-Aswad, you recite and kiss, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. You start round 3, your chest is sticking out. 3rd round finished, your palms face Hajar al-Aswad, you say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, recite and kiss. Now the 4th round for men, you just walk normally. Your chest is exposed, but you walk normally. So your 7 rounds are now finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rounds around the tawaf, around the Kaaba. Your tawaf is now finished. What you now have to do is you have to make 2 rakah salah, but you have to find a space, preferably where this Maqam Ibrahim is between you and the Kaaba. So find a spot in Haram where this Maqam Ibrahim is between you and the Kaaba and make 2 rakah salah, make lots of du'as to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then drink Zamzam. Now the tawaf aspect of your Umrah is finished. Now we go towards Sa'i. So once again, you face Hajar al-Aswad, recite and kiss. You say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, recite and kiss, and then you go towards Safa. So these used to be originally mountains, Safa and Marwa. Now this is just a flat path. Once you get to Safa, turn in the direction that you're actually physically facing the Kaaba. It's not possible for you to see the Kaaba. Sometimes it's possible, but generally it is not. So go as high as possible in this in Safa, face the Kaaba, and you're supposed to say 3 times, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. Make lots and lots of dua, and then start walking towards Marwa. You cannot miss it because it's a path and it's a one-way system. You go this way and you come back this way, so you start walking towards Marwa. The only thing, and again for men, is when you reach the first green light, start jogging. And then when you get to the next green light, stop jogging. So you kind of jog/run a little bit between the 2 green lights when you're walking towards Marwa, and also on the way back. The minute you see the green light, you jog, and then you stop jogging when you get to the next one, right? So when you get to Marwa, the same thing. You raise your hands while facing the Kaaba and you read 3 times, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. You make dua, and then you start walking towards Safa. So Safa to Marwa is 1 round, Marwa to Safa is round number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every time you get to either Marwa or Safa, you read this 3 times, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah, and then you make dua, and then in between the green lights you run. So there's 7 rounds. You'll start with Safa, 7th round you'll end up at Marwa. Your sa'i is now finished. Once again, make 2 rakah salah somewhere in Haram, wherever you want to make your 2 rakah salah. Your sa'i is now done. After sa'i, shave your head. For men, your Umrah is done. For women, what you do is you take your finger, you wrap your little bit of hair around that finger, and you cut it, and that's it. And the restrictions of Ihram is now lifted. A lot of people will tell you, look, you can trim your hair too, but Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made extensive dua for people who shave. So shave your head, and the reward is more. Your hair grows back, not the end of the world, inshallah. So follow the sunnah when you're doing Umrah. Now, So I've already talked about it. So if you cannot find a spot because everybody's trying to do the same thing, trying to look for a spot where you pray between Maqam Ibrahim and Kaaba, if you don't find it after tawaf, then you can make that wherever you want to. By the way, whenever you're making tawaf, do this 2 rakah salah. So even after your umrah is done, you are in your normal clothes, you're no longer in the state of ihram, you do your 7 rounds of tawaf, make this 2 rakah salah, inshallah, no problem. Try to have this maqam Ibrahim between you and haram, but if it's not possible, your preference should be that it should be in the middle between you and Kaaba. If it's not, then do it anywhere in haram. So wherever you make tawaf, whenever you make tawaf, make 2 rakah salah after that, inshallah. Now, before I come to this slide, let me take you back here. So there are discussions so Umrah, normally take, hour and a half maximum, inshallah. And you're staying in Makkah for 5 days, 6 days, 2 weeks, whatever. Do you go and keep doing Umrah again and again, or do you do tawaf? It is the opinion of a lot of scholars that basically once you're done with Umrah, the first time you are done, then make tawaf. Make tawaf as much as you can. Make tawaf for yourself, for your family, for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for anyone, for your grandparents, for your relatives, parents, whoever. Make tawaf, make 2 rakat, and you're done. The evidence of this is from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that when he performed Umrah on that single journey, he performed 1 Umrah. However, there are companions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam who on one journey performed multiple umrahs. So when you're inside Makkah, you are actually residing in Makkah in your hotel or wherever you are, what do? Keep on doing tawaf, and I advise that to a lot of people, because if you do Umrah, it has restrictions of ihram, and you have to be careful when you're doing wudu, you have to be careful when you pour water on you, all this kind of stuff. So do tawaf, no restrictions, in your normal clothes. Tawaf, 2 rakah salah, make dua, inshallah, you will get rewards for it. And it is permissible to do. It is also permissible if somebody wants to do another Umrah, but it is a little bit complicated. So in order for you to enter the state of ihram, you have to go to a place called Masjid Aisha. So it is 5 or 6 kilometers outside of Haram. You have to catch a taxi, go to Masjid Aisha, enter into the state of ihram. Watch this video again from the beginning. How do you enter the state of ihram? Make your 2 rakah, then come back into haram and do an umrah. So there are multiple names. It is commonly known as Masjid Aisha, but it is also Masjid Tanim or Tanim Miqat. Some people generally, could say Tanim Miqat or could say Masjid Tanim, but Masjid Aisha is commonly known as Masjid Aisha. Taxi drivers, transport, people know it as Masjid Aisha. You can take a bus, you can take a taxi, whatever. So my recommendation would be that once you've done your first Umrah, then that's it. Take your ihram off, put your normal clothes on, then you have normal footwear, normal clothes, then come into the masjid and do as many Umrahs as you want. Inshallah, you will be rewarded. But if for somebody who wants to do another Umrah, then go to Masjid Aisha, put your ihram on and repeat the procedure, inshallah. Jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.